The master of the Eastern wisdom simply says, ask big questions to discover real self. How to manage my anxiety, stress, how to build up a relationship, my spouse is not loving me. These are petty questions. The master says, ask big question, who I am. What is this world? And what is the existence? So when I know who am I, what is this world in which my spouse lives, and what is the existence, I can solve these petty problems easily. Question is not whether the real self, which is Satchidanand, absolute existence, consciousness, bliss, exists or not. Question is, can we transcend the mind, enter into the highest state of consciousness through hundreds of practices, including mindfulness or meditation. Now, when I become aware of this question, can I transcend the mind? Is a big question. That leads me to the journey of meditation or mindfulness. So this question inspires me to undertake a journey to the self-discovery. You need not to believe. But if you believe, that means you should. That is what our master says. Believe does not mean a blind belief. It is like a hypothesis. You have hypothesis and then you start the journey. You cannot start the journey without that hypothesis. So let's have the hypothesis that the real self dwells within us, provided I'm ready to do the self-inquiry. I want to follow the manuals of the principles, and then I can discover myself. It is not a question of belief. When you ask the big question, who is asking the big question? You will say, I am. So I am is the first. Then who this I am is? That is what I am saying. This I am is the real self. Are you the world? No. Are you your spouse? No. Are you your stress? No. Let me find out who I am. I am and I exist before I say, know and experience the world outside. We don't need a belief. We need an awareness, a contemplation, and do I know who I am is the big question. All riddles of life starts with I, then extends to the world of people, objects, time and the space. Then comes the riddles of life. We experience suffering, pain, challenges. So once we know the true nature of this I, what we call as I, we can easily navigate in life with the peace, happiness, love and the wisdom. It is not the question whether we discover permanent peace or happiness or not. The question is to to dwell deeply and understand how this passion, craving, and the obsession is destroying my life. Is there a different way to live? And that is what the Master is talking about. They don't say stop enjoying the things in the world outside. But that is only a milestone. And that may help us to recognize and accept that the pleasure is short-lived. Passion wants to repeat that pleasure, and I get the same 1 unit of pleasure every time. Even if I accumulate 1 unit of pleasure thousands of times, it does not become happiness. What should I do? Should I continue to have the passion and a craving and obsession, or should I drop it? My head should be clear, free from the doubt about this wisdom. So when the head is clear, means the intellect becomes pure. What is the meaning of the purity of the intellect? Now that intellect will guide and dictate over the mind that contains an impression of a passion, craving, and obsession. It will drop. And when it drops, it becomes easy to be in the state of meditation.